Choosing your family law lawyer is a pretty big decision. And the reason why it's such a big decision is because how they are, how they advise you, how they prepare for your matter, their training, their skills will impact you and your changing family. It'll impact you, it'll impact the result, it'll impact your kids. So, before you get started, one of the first things I always recommend people do, check the lawyer reviews. Check their reviews. If they don't have great reviews, I wonder. I mean, you can't please all people all of the time. However, if their reviews are a disaster, maybe there's a reason for that. Particularly if the lawyer hasn't been referred to you by family, friends you trust, other people. Yeah, check the reviews. So the next thing to ask yourself is, what was your overall impression in terms of this lawyer? So right from the start, was the intake process smooth? Did everybody seem to be organized? Did the staff or lawyer seem to have it together in terms of you coming through the door, having them be ready for you? Have they gotten important information from you coming out of the gate? What's the office look like? Is it this chaotic piece of mess everywhere? Because guess what? If your lawyer's office is chaotic, probably their approach to your file is going to be chaotic. The other thing to think about is the lawyer giving you balanced advice. Are they telling you the good news and they telling you the bad news? For example, for people who have to end up, paying support. Well, they don't necessarily like to hear that. But if the lawyer is worth their salt, they are going to give them the balanced advice, the good news, the bad news. Or are they just trying to tell you what you want to hear to get the business? That's not the kind of lawyer that you want to hire. You want to hire a lawyer who's going to be completely honest with you about your rights and your responsibilities. You might want to ask them in terms of your overall impression, do you have time to take on my case? Because some lawyers are just way too busy and they always say yes to cases, but then they don't really have time to get the work done, which is not a great idea. The other thing, in terms of your overall impression, is you might want to ask them, like, how long does it take you to get a case from start to finish usually? Because that's also going to give you an idea about whether or not this lawyer has the time, the capacity, and the know-how to get your case through the legal process to get you to a final court order or hopefully a legally binding separation agreement. Another thing you're going to want to ask is if they have the skills and experience to take on your family law matter. Do they specialize in family law? Is it their passion? Or are they a jack of all trades, master of none? The only time I think that you want to go to a general practitioner is if you live in a small town and there's only one or two lawyers in the entire city. But that's not a lot of the time, or in most cases, especially nowadays, because so many lawyers can act for you remotely. So you want to make sure that the lawyer specializes in family law so that they know what they're doing. The other thing you want to make sure about in terms of your overall impression and how you feel is, do they have dispute resolution training? Here's the thing. Law school taught lawyers a lot about the law, a lot about how to, what the law says about cases and how to distinguish certain cases from others and how to potentially put together an argument. But what law school doesn't teach lawyers what to do, doesn't teach them how to resolve matters, how to negotiate on behalf of clients that gets everybody into an agreement. In my jurisdiction, what we have is people are able to become qualified, certified as mediators. For example, for a lawyer to work in my office, I have them commit to taking that necessary dispute resolution training. You want to make sure that your lawyer that you hire is resolution focused. And it's one thing to say, yeah, I'm really good about wanting to resolve matters, but do they have additional training outside of law school that's going to help you and your case get closer to resolution? Oh, hey, it's me. Interrupting a little bit because I want videos like this to reach more people. So If you are enjoying what you see, if you're finding it helpful, please hit the subscribe button, which is somewhere up there. And also tell me, what was the biggest takeaway you had with respect to this video? Leave it in the comments below and I will answer every comment, every question, because that's what I do. Also, you're going to want to be sure that your lawyer that you're interviewing, that you're going to hire, is very clear about their billing practices. Do they expect a retainer? If so, how much? How often do they bill? Do they bill for their legal assistance time or do they not? You want to find out all of that so that you know what to expect in terms of the retainer that you have as you hire this lawyer, because there's nothing worse than getting an ugly surprise. Clarity of agreement is a great thing because you do not want to end up being at odds with your lawyer. You also might want to find out if they offer flat fee arrangements. I know in my office, we offer flat fees for drafting separation agreements, initiating legal actions, responding to legal actions. So find out if that is a possibility, because there's something really great about knowing exactly how much your investment is going to be for hiring your lawyer and having them act for you. Finally, find out if your lawyer offers unbundled services. What are unbundled services? Let me tell you. So when you have unbundled services, your lawyer isn't doing the legwork on your file. They're not the one enclosing letters to the other side or negotiating with the other side throughout. But they might be the person who's going to give you legal advice with respect to concrete pieces of your case. For example, maybe your lawyer hasn't acted for you throughout the process, but they're going to come with you to the mediation or arbitration or a contested court hearing, or they're going to do a legal research piece for you. So the thing is that unbundled services, again, can be a very effective way of hiring a lawyer to help you without having to, well, pay a ton of money to have them write letters that are pretty basic with the other lawyer in terms of, I don't know, getting ready for a hearing or something. So think about these things on this list because it's super important for you to know what you're getting into with the lawyer that you're about to hire. Make sure that they are worth their salt and the right choice for you and your changing family. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up, because if you do that, then this video will be able to reach more people. And as well, if you want to stay in closer touch with me, please ring the little bell icon so that you can subscribe to this channel. This is Val. Much, much love.